The history of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, celebrated annually on February 14, is widely recognized as a day devoted to love, romance, and affection. Across the world, couples exchange gifts, cards, flowers, and messages expressing their feelings. While today the holiday is often associated with chocolates and roses, its history is complex and stretches back thousands of years. The origins of Valentine's Day combine ancient Roman traditions, Christian martyr stories, medieval poetry, and modern commercial influences. Understanding its history reveals how a religious and seasonal festival gradually transformed into a global celebration of love. Ancient Roman origins. The festival of Lupercalia. The roots of Valentine's Day can be traced to ancient Rome, long before Christianity became dominant. One of the earliest connections is the Roman festival of Lupercalia, celebrated annually on February 15. Lupercalia was a fertility festival dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, and to the legendary founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus. During the festival, Roman priests known as Luperci would gather at a sacred cave where Romulus and Remus were believed to have been cared for by a she-wolf. They would sacrifice animals, such as goats and dogs, and then use strips of animal hide to lightly whip women in the city. Surprisingly, this practice was believed to promote fertility and ensure healthy childbirth. Women often willingly participated because they believed it would make them more fertile. Another part of the celebration reportedly involved placing young women's names into a jar. Young men would draw names at random, pairing couples together for the duration of the festival or sometimes longer. Although historians debate the exact details of this custom, it demonstrates that mid-February was already associated with love, fertility, and pairing. As Christianity spread through the Roman Empire, church leaders sought to replace pagan festivals like Lupercalia with Christian observances. It is widely believed that Valentine's Day gradually replaced Lupercalia as part of this process. The legend of Saint Valentine. The central figure of Valentine's Day is Saint Valentine, but identifying the exact historical person is difficult. There were at least 2 or 3 Christian martyrs named Valentine in early church history. The Catholic Church recognizes multiple saints named Valentine who were martyred during the 3rd century. The most popular legend concerns a priest named Valentine who lived during the reign of Emperor Claudius II around 269 AD. According to tradition, Claudius believed that unmarried men made better soldiers than married men because they had fewer emotional attachments. Therefore, he allegedly banned marriage for young soldiers. Valentine, believing that marriage was a sacred Christian rite, secretly performed wedding ceremonies for young couples despite the emperor's orders. When his actions were discovered, he was arrested and sentenced to death. Another version of the legend suggests that Valentine was imprisoned for helping Christians escape harsh Roman prisons. During his imprisonment, he is said to have befriended and possibly fallen in love with the jailer's daughter. Before his execution, he allegedly wrote her a letter signed, "From your Valentine." This phrase has endured through centuries and is still commonly written in Valentine's Day cards today. Valentine was executed on February 14, and over time, he became associated with romantic devotion and sacrificial love. Although historians cannot confirm every detail of these stories, they played a powerful role in shaping the holiday's meaning. The establishment of February 14 as a feast day. In 496 AD, Pope Gelasius I declared February 14 as Saint Valentine's Day. Some historians believe this decision was made to replace the pagan celebration of Lupercalia with a Christian feast day honoring Saint Valentine. By associating the date with a Christian martyr, the Church could redirect public attention from pagan rituals to Christian remembrance. However, at this stage, Valentine's Day was primarily a religious feast, not a romantic holiday. The connection between Saint Valentine and romantic love developed later, during the Middle Ages. Medieval beliefs and the influence of courtly love. The romantic nature of Valentine's Day began to take shape in medieval Europe, especially in England and France. During the Middle Ages, people believed that February 14th marked the beginning of birds' mating season. This natural event contributed to the idea that mid-February was a time for romance and partnership. One of the earliest literary references connecting Valentine's Day with romantic love appears in the work of the English poet Geoffrey Chaucer. In 1382, Chaucer wrote a poem titled Parliament of Fowls, in which he described birds choosing their mates on St. Valentine's Day. This poetic association likely helped popularize the idea of Valentine's Day as a celebration of romantic love. During this time, the concept of courtly love was popular among European nobility. Courtly love emphasized admiration, devotion, and romantic expression, often through poetry and song. Valentine's Day became an occasion for lovers to express their feelings through written verses and small tokens of affection. By the 15th century, written Valentine messages were becoming common. One of the oldest surviving Valentine's letters was written in 1415 by Charles, Duke of Orléans, to his wife while he was imprisoned in the Tower of London. In his poem, he referred to her as his very gentle Valentine. The growth of Valentine traditions in the 17th and 18th centuries. By the 17th century, Valentine's Day had become a popular celebration in Britain. It was customary for friends and lovers to exchange small gifts or handwritten notes. These messages often included romantic poetry or heartfelt expressions of love. In the 18th century, the tradition spread more widely among all social classes. People began sending handmade cards decorated with lace, ribbons, and colorful illustrations. These early Valentine cards were personal and carefully crafted. The development of printing technology in the late 18th and early 19th centuries made it easier to produce printed Valentine cards. As postal systems improved, sending cards became more convenient and affordable. This contributed to the rapid growth of Valentine's Day as a popular holiday. The commercialization of Valentine's Day in the 19th century. The commercialization of Valentine's Day began in earnest during the 19th century. In the United States, Esther A. Howland, often called the mother of the American Valentine, began mass-producing decorative Valentine cards in the 1840s. Her cards featured lace, ribbons, and romantic images, and they became extremely popular. As industrialization advanced, companies began producing Valentine cards on a large scale. By the late 1800s, millions of cards were being exchanged annually. This marked the beginning of Valentine's Day as a significant commercial event. The introduction of affordable postage in many countries further encouraged the exchange of Valentine greetings. By the early 20th century, the holiday had become firmly established as a day for expressing romantic affection through cards and gifts. The rise of flowers, chocolates, and symbols. Over time, specific symbols became strongly associated with Valentine's Day. Among the most common are hearts. The heart shape has long symbolized love and emotion. Although the human heart does not look exactly like the symbol, artistic representations evolved over centuries to create the familiar heart shape used today. Cupid, the Roman god of love, is often depicted as a winged child with a bow and arrow. According to mythology, anyone struck by Cupid's arrow would fall in love. Roses. Red roses are associated with passion and romance. They are linked to Venus, the Roman goddess of love. Chocolates. In the 19th century, chocolate became more widely available. Richard Cadbury began packaging chocolates in heart-shaped boxes in the 1860s, further connecting sweets with Valentine's Day. These symbols helped strengthen the romantic identity of the holiday and contributed to its commercial success. Valentine's Day in the 20th and 21st centuries. During the 20th century, Valentine's Day expanded beyond romantic couples. Friends, family members, and even schoolchildren began exchanging Valentine cards. In many schools, children distribute small cards and candies to classmates. The holiday also became a major economic event. Businesses promote flowers, jewelry, greeting cards, dining experiences, and travel packages. In many countries, billions of dollars are spent annually on Valentine's Day gifts. At the same time, some critics argue that the holiday has become overly commercialized, focusing more on spending money than on genuine expressions of love. Despite this criticism, the day remains extremely popular worldwide. Global celebrations and cultural variations. Valentine's Day is celebrated differently around the world. United States and United Kingdom. Couples exchange gifts, go on romantic dinners, and give flowers and cards. Japan. Women traditionally give chocolates to men on February 14th. 1 month later, on March 14th, White Day, men return the favor. South Korea. In addition to Valentine's Day and White Day, there is also Black Day, on April 14th for singles. Brazil. Instead of February 14th, Brazilians celebrate Dia dos Namorados, Lover's Day, on June 12th. These variations show how the holiday has adapted to different cultural traditions. The meaning of Valentine's Day today. Today, Valentine's Day represents more than just romantic love. It can symbolize friendship, appreciation, family bonds, and kindness. Some people use the day to express gratitude to parents, children, or close friends. In recent years, there has also been a growing emphasis on self-love and personal well-being. For some individuals, Valentine's Day is an opportunity to celebrate independence and self-care rather than romantic relationships. Despite its complex history and commercial aspects, the core idea of Valentine's Day remains the same, expressing affection and appreciation for others. Conclusion. The history of Valentine's Day is a fascinating journey through time. What began as an ancient Roman fertility festival evolved into a Christian feast day honoring a martyred saint. During the Middle Ages, poets and romantic traditions transformed the day into a celebration of courtly love. In the modern era, industrialization and commercialization turned Valentine's Day into a global phenomenon centered on cards, flowers, chocolates, and romantic gestures. Although the exact details of Saint Valentine's life remain uncertain, his legend continues to inspire the celebration of love and devotion. Over centuries, the holiday has adapted to cultural changes while preserving its central theme of affection. Today, every February 14th, millions of people around the world participate in a tradition shaped by ancient rituals, religious history, medieval poetry, and modern marketing. Valentine's Day stands as a powerful example of how traditions can evolve, blending history, myth, and human emotion into a lasting global celebration.